Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about forms. In the previous tutorial, we learned about queries and tables. And we said tables gives a complete overview of a certain table, but a form just displays one record at a time. Forms helps you to display live data from the table. It is mainly used to ease the process of data entry. Without further ado, let's start creating a form. You can create a form using a design view or using wizard. You're going to create a form using a wizard. You have to click it, and when you click, it's going to prompt you with this. It looks like the one that we used for query wizard, where we said these available fields indicate the available fields that we have that we can push to this other side where you have the selected fields. And here is where you select the record that we want to add into our form. You can use either tables, and you can use the queries that already exist. In this case, let me use a patient table to create this form. And we are going to use all the records. We are going to use this symbol to push all of them to the selected fields. And then we are going to go to next. You will have this place where you will select the layout. We have columnar, we have tabular, we have datasheet, we have justified, we have pivot table, and then you have a pivot chart. You have to select any of them, but you're going to choose a columnar, and then you go to next. And then when you go to next, you're going to select the style. You choose the one that is appealing to your eyes. Let me choose this one called industrial. Then you go to next, and then you give your form a name. So I'm going to call it patient form, and then you finish. And here it is. Let me increase the size. Now the contrast between a form and a table is, this is patient form, and when you come here, we have patient table, and you can see all the records are displayed in one window. And when you come to form, we have only one record is represented in this window. If you want to see the other record, you come here where we have next, and you're going to see the next patient, next, another patient, like that. Now, we said a form helps you to view, or it gives you a user interface. You can interact with it by adding new records, or by editing existing records, or by deleting records that we have. If you want to add a new record, you're going to come where you have the last record, and then you press this key that has the asterisk, and then you're going to add a new record, and then maybe add a new patient. I don't know where we had reached. Let me check. We had reached P0014, P0016, and then patient name James Bobo, and then male, date of birth, medicine, we write the ID. Doctor, we write also the ID D002, like that. Now you have added a new record. You can see we have now 15 records. I can come and edit here and say 15. And then when you come back to our table, you'll see now we have added a new record, this one, which we used a form to enter this data. Let's create another form using the data that we had queried before. You come back to wizard. Now you'll use a query. for the male doctors, and then we push everything, and then next we use tabular, and then we use that next, and then we call it male doctors form, and then we finish. Let's use a design view to create our form. Design view is the one that is going to give us flexibility to add an interactive user interface. The one you just click to for something to happen. And we are going to choose, you can first create using a wizard, and then you go and use design view. For example, the one that we have here for patient, if I come and press design, going to open like this, and you can see here are the records that are from the patient, and on my left hand side we have these, and then you can increase the size of our form, and here we have the labels, which has the field names of our table, and then here we have the text box, which includes the records of the table. Now I want us to add the header to our form, and I'm going to take a label and draw it here, and I'm going to just call it header for us to see it's a header, and then we make it centered like that, and then we center it, and maybe you can increase the font and bring it here at the center. And then where you have the footer, we're going to increase like that, and then we come and draw this label, and we call it footer, and we will do the necessary by you, and you select, we increase the font 14, enter, like that. Now we have header and footer, and now we can save and close, and when you open the form that we had, now it is more adorable or more good looking. I have the header and you have the footer. Now I want us to create some buttons to navigate through our form, and we are going to go back to design view, and for us to add the buttons, we are going to choose this icon, and then you're going to draw, and when you draw like that, it's going to prompt you this command button wizard. My Microsoft Office 203 has a problem creating these buttons, but you can see where I've clicked. Yeah, now I'm going to use 2016 to show you how to add these buttons. Let me cross this, let me cross that, come back here. You had reached here where you are putting a button. You pick that, and then when you draw, it's going to prompt you with this window. Now I want our record to go to the next record, so I'm going to pick this, and then I'm going to go to next, and then you can choose either to display text on our command button or to put a picture. The picture is indicated here. You choose that one or this one. You're the one to decide, or you choose text. For now, may choose text. Then you go to next. Then you can just leave it to be command 19. Then you finish. Now you have this button for taking our form to the next record. Let's create another one for maybe previous record. just this one here. Then we choose this one for the previous. You're going to come to record navigation, go to previous record, next, use text, next, and then finish. And you can adjust it. Now we have two buttons for previous and going next. We can add another one. You come here, you draw it, let's put it here. And we come where we have record operations. We want to add a new record. You press that. Either use an image or use text. Let's use text. Next. Finish. This is a button for adding record. Let's create another one for deleting. And then we come to record operation and then delete record. Next. Maybe this time we can use a picture. Next. Finish. Now we have these 4 buttons that can be used to carry out some functions in our database. Let's create the last one, or the second last. You draw it here, and we come to form operation, maybe close form. Then next, let's use that. Finish. So when you press this, maybe you can put it maybe on top here. But when you press, going to close the form that we have, and let's put our last operation. Let's come here where we have form operations. We can print, and then we come here, we have report operations. We can mail, we can open report, preview report, all that. Then you have miscellaneous where we can auto del, print table, run macro, run query. And then we are going to come back to where we have record operations and choose this one for saving. Next, and then you say save record, and then you go to next, finish. Now you can see we have added some buttons in our database or in our form that are going to help us to navigate and also to save, close our form easily. When you finish, you have to save and exit. You can exit and then you say yes. Now when you come back to our patient form, you can see we have these buttons. You can go to the next record and see, and you can go to the previous record. We can add a new record. Let me add now we have added a new record. Now you want to delete it. You're going to press this delete command, and it will ask you if you want to delete this record, and you're going to say yes. Now you have deleted that record that we have added. Now if you want to close, you're going to use the button here to close that form. Now we are back to 203. Now let's open this form. Now you can see we have those buttons that we added. Now we are going to see how to add an image to our form. Maybe you want to add a logo to this form, maybe hospital logo. How do you do that? You come back to design view, and then maybe let's add it here. you're going to add an image. You're going to come here where we have image. You're going to draw it there. And then you're going to, I don't know if, let me look at my computer. Let me put that one like that. Now this is an image. And when we close, we save and close, you see now our form as an image. That's how you add an image. And when you go back to design view, you can remove it by pressing the delete key on your keyboard like that. And you can add maybe a radio button here or a checkbox. And that's much it. I hope you have understood how to carry out some various functions in Microsoft Access using forms. And I'm going to reach there. Let's meet in the other lesson about reports and macros. Goodbye.